All right, let's talk about one of my favorite tools out there, Google Colab. It's this incredibly powerful and, yeah, completely free platform that's basically changing the game for anyone who wants to get into AI, data science, or even just learn to code in Python. You know the feeling, right? You get excited about a project, you want to dive into AI, and then you spend the next 5 hours just trying to install all the right software. You're wrestling with weird error messages, and then you realize your laptop might not even have enough horsepower to run the code. It's a huge barrier to entry.
So let's just put this side by side. The old way, on your own computer, means complex installs, those nightmare dependency errors, and shelling out for expensive hardware. But the Colab way, it's a whole different world. Zero setup. All the key libraries you need are already there. You get free access to powerful GPUs right in the cloud. And sharing your work, it's as simple as sending a link. It is a total, and I mean total, game changer. And that's exactly what Colab's designed to be. It's the solution to that whole setup nightmare. Think of it as your personal launchpad, an easy on-ramp that lets you skip the boring stuff and jump straight into what you actually want to do, coding. Honestly, this is the best way to think about it. If you've ever used a Google Doc, you're already halfway there. It's a document that lives in the cloud, you can share it, you can collaborate on it, but here's the cool part. Instead of just words, this document can actually run powerful Python code. So what is it officially? Google Colab is a free service that runs entirely in your web browser. You don't install a thing. Now, for those of you who know the term, it's basically a Jupyter notebook. That's an interactive document where you can mix live code with text and images. But it's been supercharged and is hosted for free on Google's massive servers. And when you boil it all down, the benefits are just incredible. It's free. There is literally zero configuration. You can code from your laptop, a library computer, your tablet, even your phone in a pinch. Everything saves right to your Google Drive automatically, and as we mentioned, sharing is just a click away. Okay, so let's peek under the hood. What does a Colab notebook actually look like? Well, it's really built on just two simple fundamental ideas: code cells and text cells. First up, you've got the code cell. This is where all the magic happens. It's just a little box where you type your Python code. And the great thing is, you can have tons of these in one notebook, and you run each one separately. It's perfect for trying things out and experimenting step by step. And then you have the text cell. This is for all the human stuff. Your notes, your explanations, headings. You can even drop in images. It lets you build these beautiful, readable documents that explain why your code is doing what it's doing. This is so important for making your work understandable, not just for others, but for yourself 6 months from now. So let's see it in action. Here's a super basic code cell. All we're doing is adding two numbers together and saving the result in a variable called x. To make it run, you can either click the little play button next to the cell or just hit Shift and Enter on your keyboard. And boom, there's your output. The notebook sends the code to Google servers, runs it, and then displays the result right there underneath the cell. It's this instant, interactive feedback loop that makes coding feel so much more intuitive. Okay, basics are covered. Now, let's get to the really exciting stuff, the power-ups. Because beyond just simple math, Colab has some serious firepower built right in, especially for AI and data science.
You know, one of the biggest headaches in programming is just installing all the tools you need. Well, Colab handles that for you. All the heavy hitters for AI and data analysis, like TensorFlow, PyTorch, Pandas, they're all pre-installed. You just type import and you're off to the races. No installation required.
But here's the real killer feature. What happens when your code gets really intense, like training a deep learning model, and it's running super slow? Well, this is where Colab just blows everything else away. You go up to the menu, make about 3 clicks, and you can switch your notebook from using a standard processor to a high-powered GPU or even a TPU for free.
So what's the difference here? Well, a GPU is the workhorse for AI. It's fantastic for speeding up model training. But a TPU, that's a tensor processing unit, is Google's own custom-made chip designed to make AI code run even faster. Let me just say that again. You are getting access to the kind of supercomputing hardware that used to be exclusive to massive research labs, and it's yours with a single click. It's amazing. All right, finally, let's talk about collaboration, because this is the feature that really ties everything together and makes Colab an incredible tool for learning and for working in teams.
And this is the part that feels like magic. Just like a Google Doc, you can share your entire working, executable project with anyone just by sending them a link. They don't need to install anything. They just open it in their browser and they can see your code, all your notes, and even run it themselves.
This completely changes how you can learn. You can find thousands of tutorials online that are already Colab notebooks. You just open them, click Save a Copy in Drive, and you've got your own version to play with and break. You can work with a friend on the same project in real time. And when you're done, you can download your work as a standard file to use anywhere.
So that's really it. The barriers are gone. The complicated setup doesn't exist. The need for an expensive computer has vanished. The tools are all right there waiting for you. You are quite literally seconds away from writing your first line of AI code. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?